Authenticity is so important in this process. Being real with God, receiving His mercy, His grace for today, it requires authenticity. And so we have to teach this. We have to help them to embrace it. This reality of one generation proclaiming the story of God to the next, that theme is all throughout the Scriptures. And the inheritance of a generation being passed off is absolutely necessary. Otherwise, we see what happened with Elisha and Elijah. Elijah passes off the ministry to Elisha, and Elisha goes further. But when it comes to the end of Elisha's life, Elisha's servant did not do what I am talking to you about today. Elisha's servant dropped the baton, refused to honor, value, refused, tried to go his own way, do it his own way. As a result, that anointing, the power of God, went to the grave with Elisha and did not get passed on to the next generation. That cannot happen in this moment of history. There will be setbacks that are so difficult. This generation is called to rise up and face some of the biggest dilemmas that our planet has faced in history. We're at the doorstep of major breakthroughs or major catastrophes. And God chose your kids to face them. Chose my kids to face them. So my responsibility, hold up the rod of God. Right? Young ones, younger generation, rising, running up to grab the baton so they can keep going. This transition is so important. The business world recognizes it. The largest transfer of wealth in all of human history is happening right now in front of us. Most wealth ever to be transferred from one generation to the next is happening right now in this moment of time. All of the generation who started companies, led them to success, and has found great prosperity. As they are retiring, stepping out of it, looking at their next phase of life, they have to pass the baton. And the difficulty is that if you don't have someone who carries the same values, someone who cares about the things you care about, someone who is looking to see what God put in your heart, what the ambition of that business was, when the next generation does not rise up and have the same value for it, that baton can't be passed. There won't be trust. And as a result, that inheritance will fall to the ground. It won't get passed on. See, when a business, it's really easy to talk about this in terms of financial sense. It's a little more difficult to talk about the spiritual. The financial is really tangible. The financial, a business has value because it performs a function. It has a value to it. Right? And as long as the business is functioning and has clients, money is generated, people can be hired, employees happening, that thing is a life cycle that is generating resource. But when you close the company, that resource stops being generated, people stop having jobs, and the only thing of value now is the equipment. And the equipment isn't worth squat. Nobody wants it. New technology is better. No one wants your old technology. Do you see the problem? And so literally you have a company that could be worth so much money and great resource, and if it could just be passed off to somebody, if the value could be interpreted by the next generation of something valuable, willing to risk, willing to push for, willing to grab hold of, then that value will remain because the next generation will rise up, grab hold of it, and make the thing keep going. You see that? But if the baton drops and it goes to a sale, only thing worth money there is the equipment and the real estate. And all the value goes into the ground. Do you see this? Y'all, literally, this moment in history has seen the largest transfer of wealth ever in human history right now. Trillions of dollars. Now, I have this belief that the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. I really do. I believe that the Lord is not interested in seeing what people paid a price for just fall to the ground. It doesn't make any sense. I think He wants to redeem. I think He wants to raise up sons and daughters to go after things. Now, the answer is the next generation rising up and seizing the day, grabbing hold of it, believing, going after it. I know, it's sad. But I promise, little one, you're going to succeed. Yeah. Why? Because this group's not going to let you fall.